This is Eden with Helixx VR. Today I'll be reviewing Crashimals for the HTC Vive and Oculus Rift. Crashimals is reminiscent of Angry Birds in that you're trying to knock down targets which are on collapsible towers. However, instead of slingshotting birds towards pigs, you're using the motion controls to fly a plane and dropping bombs to try and destroy cakes while avoiding presents. You can maximise your score by knocking down towers too. The game is available in English, Chinese and Korean, which is nice to see as many VR games don't really include many language options. You control your airplane by aiming it almost like you would a rifle, but with as much turning as is needed, you'll be moving your arms and crossing them quite a lot. I could actually imagine playing this with a gun stock just to keep the controllers lined up. It's quite a lot of fun to fly your plane through the obstacles, and it does make you want to keep playing to the next level. There are 4 worlds and 18 levels per world, so it's quite a few to complete, though each level takes very little time to complete. On the later levels, you'll come across moving obstacles which add a bit more difficulty, but generally I found World 1 to World 4 all fairly easy. You can also choose from 6 unlockable pilots who all vary in the type of bombs they carry and method in which they're dropped. For instance, one fires like a forward rocket, one drops a bomb which will bounce off before exploding, another seems to carpet bomb an area, and so on. One pilot also seems to have a lot of success in knocking over pillars, whereas most just crash into the pillar. Some levels it seemed like one pilot was much easier to use than another. Now graphically the game is quite nice and bright with a cartoony style. Kids will probably like it quite a bit. The graphical performance is fine too, with no issues occurring there for me. The sound effects fit the atmosphere, reminding me again of a cartoony style. Unfortunately, Crashimals has quite a few issues. I came across a bug where I restarted a level and towers suddenly fell off by themselves, so I passed. This happened seemingly at random times, but very often. While we usually go fairly easy on bugs, the game has been out for several months, it's not early access, and it was happening very frequently, so it is quite bad. I also came across times where it seemed like the cake should have been destroyed due to the tower falling, but it didn't. Some other notes are that the game seemed far too forgiving. I almost always got 3 stars if I didn't crash. I once purposely got all the minus points in one level and still got 3 stars. Another minor point is that the game could really use a tutorial of some kind, especially since it seems geared towards kids. There's very little indication in game of how to play and what gets a good score. Now, looking at the price of the game, which is $8, €8 or £6, it's quite reasonable. I'd estimate that most people could complete the game in less than 2 hours without issue. To wrap up, Crashimals is actually quite a fun game, which makes it even more frustrating when it doesn't work. It seems aimed towards kids, but adults can enjoy it too, despite how easy it will be to most. There are certainly areas where it could improve, but the price is quite reasonable for what there is. Once again, this was Eden from Helixx VR. If you'd like to see more content like this, please remember to like and subscribe.